Well, as you can see, I've been joined by the legendary, I can call you a legend, can't I? It's Jess from
Oh, I like
APT.
that.
How are you, Jess?
Hi. I'm really well, thanks, Andy. I'm fortunate enough the sun's streaming in here today, so that definitely makes this challenging time a bit easier.
Yeah, absolutely. We all know you from APT. So tell us how you ended up at APT. That's also not a particularly British accent you have. So tell us how you ended up in the UK working for APT.
So I left New Zealand as a backpacker and had a few trips along the way, but ended up eventually in the UK and decided that this was where I wanted to come and stay. So after a short stint with Flight Centre in Australia was where I was introduced
Oh,
to the
wow.
travel industry, which was an experience for me. I then came to the UK and worked for Qantas Holidays as an Australian-New Zealand specialist when they had their UK operations.
Yeah.
And then after that business closed its UK office, I was fortunate enough to be approached by APT. And it was fairer to say I knew very little about river cruising, as probably a lot of the industry did at that point. We're talking 7-8 years ago now. And I entered the company. A lot of our business, for those who know our history and heritage, was escorted touring, Australia, New Zealand and Canada. And river cruising was on the cusp of this incredible boom. And I've been fortunate enough to be around on that journey. And there's been some incredible highs. There's been a couple of lows, but most of it has been awesome. And APT we've come a long way in the last 7 years, and it's a great business. So yeah, so I've been there, started out on the road, visiting agent partners from sort of Aberdeenshire right down to Cornwall. And then now I head up our trade sales team, which is, I think I've got one of the best jobs in the industry.
Well, certainly working in river cruise makes it one of the best jobs in the industry.
Definitely.
Can you remember your first river cruise particularly?
I can. And I was a bit naive to the world of luxury travel at that point. Most of what I'd done had a backpack and a hostel around it. And within about a month of being sort of bright-eyed and bushy-tailed to a account manager role, I was given the opportunity to go on the Amabella, which was one of our first river ships, and sail from Vienna down to Budapest. It was my first trip to both of those cities, and it still remains as one of my travel highlights, sailing into Budapest.
Yeah.
I think the beauty of river cruising is you don't arrive at an airport, you don't arrive sort of a 40-minute transfer away from somewhere, you just sail in, and it was incredible. And some of the experiences that we had and that I got from doing it with APT were just amazing. And the food, and I love my food and wine, so I was in heaven on those.
So I think one of the best kept secrets that we have in river cruise is around some of the shoreside stuff that we do, because it's so eclectic. There's so many different parts to it and appealing to so many tastes. So can you give us a taste of some of the kind of shoreside experiences that APT?
Oh, definitely. One of my favourites is we visit a place called Normandy Castle, and those of you who have heard me speak about APT in the past, it's the home of a princess called Princess Heidi van Hohenzollern. So for a Kiwi girl, that's quite a pronunciation for me.
For anybody.
For anybody, yes. But we go there and our guests get invited into her home, and you can explore it like it's your home. She has a fantastic relationship with Jeff McGarry and the McGarry family who own APT. And when I was there, I said to her, I was fortunate enough, it was just before Christmas and she was there. So the castle was all decorated in the Christmas trees. And I said, oh, I work for APT. She's like, oh, we love you all. And she gave me the biggest hug. So it's those experiences that you get. You can't just go and visit this castle.
Yeah.
And that's one of the many things that we do at APT. And that's what river cruising is all about, is getting off the ship and exploring and seeing these destinations. So I can go on for hours about some of the touring experiences I've had, but
well, we don't have that time, but those experiences are amazing. And I think, again, that's one of the things I love about river cruising, is those little things that you do when you're not really expecting it, or you're not really, you haven't looked at the itinerary in such depth. So and
taking a bike ride off too. Sorry, going off on a cycling ride. That's one of the things that I was like, well, I wouldn't say I'm a runner, but I'm a keen jogger, and being able to just sort of go along the river, and the guests would wave at me and think, what on earth is she doing?
Have you noticed over the last few years more interest from the trade in getting involved in river?
Oh, Definitely. When I first started, I'd walk into our fantastic retail high street partners and I'd be like, oh, I'm Jess, APT. They're like, oh, we don't sell touring. And I'd be like, no, I don't want to talk to you about touring. I want to talk about river cruising. And then eventually the messages got across that river cruising is, it's growing. There's some fantastic earnings to be had. There's fantastic rates of repeat guests. So the opportunity there from the trade has just increased significantly. Some of the OTAs, I've worked with them on their journey from thinking, not sure about this world of river cruising. We're all about the big ships and the big experiences, and seeing them grow has just been amazing. But we have got agents constantly reaching out to us, wanting to work on how they can talk to their customers and future customers about river cruising.
Yeah. And I think one of the other exciting things about River Cruise is the Mekong and the opportunity on the Mekong. I know you're a big fan of the Mekong. How was it for you? How was it for you?
Oh, it was awesome. And it still rates up there with, well, I say this a lot, but it was just incredible. And so I started in Ho Chi Minh City and it was my first trip to Asia. And I was like, wow, I know. Yeah. And we've been lucky enough to have an awesome Asia River Cruise conference out there. And the hustle and bustle of it was just unreal. The food, the people, the smells, the sights and sounds. So that was great. And then you get on, you spend 2 or 3 nights there and then you jump on this beautiful river ship. And what's beautiful with the Mekong is the river's quite wide, and yes, there are more ships out there now, but you still feel quite remote. So it's not like Europe where you see passenger vessels coming up and down all the time. You can go a couple of days and not see another ship. And you get off into these villages and the people are just so warm and friendly and welcoming, and it's quite rural and raw, and you're like, no, we're getting off here. What's got like this? This is exciting. So it was just amazing, and the children, like, and then of course again food.
The food is amazing.
The food is, and the beauty of a river ship or in a river holiday is you can have your home favourites as well. You don't have to have noodle soup for breakfast, lunch and dinner. You can have your omelette, but if you want the noodle soup, you can do that as well. So you get an awesome taste of the destination, experiencing it. You'll visit Phnom Penh, which is a heartbreaking city with a very tragic recent history, and to learn about that and to meet some of those people is humbling and emotional. And then to experience the city of an evening, I ended up in a karaoke bar, which was amazing.
There's a thought.
There's a thought for anyone who knows me. Yeah, singing's not the strong point, but I love it. And then it's just an incredible way of seeing both Vietnam and Cambodia, and Myanmar, of course, too, on the Irrawaddy.
Yeah, absolutely. And we mentioned agents before, and I'm conscious that we've talked already for well over our time, but travel agents are a really important part of the river cruise community.
Oh, they're hugely important. For us at APT, the trade is over 75% of our business. So we love the relationships we have. We're all set up working from home now. Our reservations team have adapted incredibly well. We all have. It's definitely had its ups and downs, which I know it has for all of our agent partners. But we're here and we want to support you if you need anything from us in any shape or form, particularly during this challenging time. That's what it's all about. And I personally cannot wait to get to a CLIA event and just get out there and see some agents and see some of our wonderful partners, and can't wait to see everyone when this is all eventually over.
Yeah, look forward to it. And absolutely, I can only echo what you say, the hard work by the travel agent community as well as by all of those river cruise operators. So thank you for what you do. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Thanks,
thank you so much. And we'll hopefully see you at a CLIA event soon.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks so much, Andy. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.